Welcome to the Michele Roys Show.
Hi, my friends. Welcome back to another Michele Roys Show. I'm so happy to have you here. Today, I'm going to talk to you a little bit about my adventure in Phoenix. And if this is something that you'd like to hear, the ins and outs of a trip, tune in. And I would love for you to hear all that went by. If it's not your cup of tea, it's okay. There's all these other podcasts to listen to. But I'm very grateful that you're here today, my friend. So let's get started. As many of you know, I've gone recently to Phoenix, Arizona, all the way from Ireland. And it did take a lot of me. My voice is still recovering, as you can probably hear. That's not my voice normally. But I'm so grateful I was able to attend the International Impact Book Awards, as well as the Impact Book Festival. So just give you a little bit of background. I love to share with you how things are going in my life. There's lots of ups and downs, but I feel that focusing on the positive, focusing on the good really helps to inspire myself, inspire my soul, and know to you too, just to know that whatever you're doing right now, my friend, in whatever season you are in your life, you can still celebrate the big, the small, the wins that you have along the way. And going to Phoenix was exactly that. I was able to go through London. Of course, Ireland to London is very fast, and it's an easier trip for me going direct from London. But I stopped in London. I used to live in London before, and I haven't been there for many years now. But even just connecting with an old friend of mine, haven't seen him for almost 2 decades. Can you believe it? A long time. We know each other for 26 years. But it was just so lovely to be able to go back. London was beautiful, had wonderful sun. We were basking in this heat in Europe right now. And if you're tuning in from other parts of the world, you'll understand what I'm talking about. But just being in London again and the bustling of the tourist, especially when you're right down in Westminster, and just seeing, of course, the London Eye, Big Ben, which is really Elizabeth's Tower. But anyway, just that, it was very nostalgic to be able to see that all again and take a picture with my book there, representing traveling all the way to London. And of course, taking time with my friend. I think it's so important for us to spend time with friends and reconnecting. And with my dear friend, it was like we haven't skipped a heartbeat, even though we haven't seen each other for so long, been following up on social media and seeing what's happening. But just being able to see him again, have a nice lunch together, it was really good for me. It was really nice and reconnected with, part of my younger version and also this new version of myself of growth, of learning, of giving, and it's a different aspect of me. In any case, then of course our trip all the way to Phoenix. Now, if you are from Phoenix, well done for surviving the heat. It is so hot there, especially now in July, but it's also very nice. I really found it interesting landscape with the valley and all of these mountains around it. And of course, very dry and lots of cactus as well. But being in 39 degrees Fahrenheit, sorry, not Fahrenheit, Celsius, I'm not sure what it is in Fahrenheit, but over 100, that's for sure. It was just quite something. I am not used to it. Every time I travel, I always say that I bring the rain with me from Ireland because it rains so much in Ireland. But can we believe that in Ireland we've been having a dry spell as well? Yeah, I know. Now it's cooling down a little bit, but that rain, I brought it with me and it cooled down Phoenix a little bit. So I was grateful for that because it was so hot and you just feel that humidity, and it's so different leaving from 22 degrees here to 39 over there. So that's a big jump. And I wasn't sure how my body was going to react, to be very honest. And in the back of my mind, I was just trying to put it aside, thinking, am I going to get my migraines? Is my pain going to be flaring up? Because usually I don't do well with over 25 degrees. But I was just on this prayer bubble this whole time, just like, Lord, you brought me this far. You're not going to leave me. I want to be able to enjoy it fully. I want to be able to be present. And, God did answer my prayers. I'm so grateful to report that during the time I was there, I didn't have a huge flare up. And I'm so grateful for that because I was able to attend the events, especially the Authors Festival, started at 8:30 in the morning. Now, jet lag, it's an 8-hour difference between, the the time zone is from Ireland to Phoenix, Arizona. So that was quite something. Getting up at 4 in the morning and wide awake at 5. And while your body is so tired, your mind is just like, get up. Anyway, so I was able to be part of the events earlier and then also retreat earlier, which is part of my caring for myself in this season of my life, of taking the extra rest that I needed, even though it's hard. So I wasn't staying in the event hotel, but I was very close to it. So just still having to walk from one place to another was not the easiest, because you just walk out, you feel like you're being melted. Every step, these cartoons that they're just melting. That's how I kind of picture myself. Okay, my water bottle was always empty. I would be drinking so much water, which is great. But, it was a really amazing opportunity that I got to experience. So with the Author Festival was the first time they're running it, and there was all of these stands of different authors showcasing their different books. There was also speakers and just very remarkable stories that stood out to me of how much people have journeyed through the depths of despair, of grief, of loss, and gotta come back, crawl their way back and found that strength and resilience within inside of them to just keep going. And this is something I speak a lot to. It was so nice to be able to be around like-minded individuals and people going through the same struggles in a way that I have, and found their voice again, and found not only their voice, but the calling to impact more people around the world. And that's so beautiful, because that energizes me. This is the same thing that I've been doing with my story, by sharing my story so raw, so vulnerable, knowing that you, the listener on the other side, can also identify with it. You can find surcease from your pain. You can find a way through the obstacles and challenges you're facing. And it's not that everything is going to be perfectly fine. No, it's that resilience that we find inside of us, that continue to push through and find a way through whatever we're facing right now, because we do have it inside of us. And listening to these amazing authors, international authors as well, just their story was so invigorating, it was wonderful. That's the best way I can describe. And if it's an opportunity for you, my friend, to be around people or listen to their stories, you will feel so energized again. And you can see that whatever you're facing, you too can overcome it. So that's why, for me, being around people that are sharing vulnerably, are sharing openly, and are putting into art expression through music, through lyrics, through their books, through podcast, whatever form of art that they felt as a way of showcasing that, it's so important. And I would highly suggest you look them up, because it will really feed your soul as well. And then, of course, being able to have the conference the next day and learning from Nim and the team at the International Impact Book Awards, and just the growth and the expansion and also the possibilities. And then, of course, for the evening, I had a nice little nap. Needed to get my strength back for the event, which was going to be a long evening. So it was basically from 4:30 to 11:30 p.m. So it's a really, really long evening. And how do you balance yourself in between? That's one thing that I had to really take care for myself. These little pockets of energy, these little pockets of recompression, decompression, both of them are needed, because I can override a lot of my symptoms. I'm very much, my mind goes full on and my body can disconnect, but it's working together, with that positive reinforcement of, well done, Michele. Look how far you've come. Let's celebrate. You're here to celebrate. So I just want to give you a picture of when I walked into the ballroom. And if you can imagine, there's a line of people all dressed in these beautiful gowns, the ladies and the men with their tucks and their black tie, outfits, and stunning costumes. I mean, not costumes, clothes, really stunning clothes. And it was so nice to see the colors, and of course a lot of black, but a black with so many different styles of black. And I ended up going with purple. I love that color, and I was grateful for that dress as well. So it's very long and elegant. So getting out there and just coming up the stairs and the escalators and just looking at the line of people forming. Of course, I made friends, so I was able to skip the line, thank God, because I can't really stand in line for too long, and it is difficult, especially with heels, being honest here. But just the beautiful people I got to meet on these last 2 days in this event. And then we felt just so close and so connected. We have, not only are we authors, not only are we award-winning authors, but also we have a mission of impact, and that is speaking volumes. It really, really binds you in a different way. And yeah, it's exciting. So got to walk the red carpet, and then they had on one side 2 people interviewing the authors, and this beautiful arrangement with flowers and the backdrops, and the other side as well, so you can take pictures, and then after that you could go and take your personal picture with the photographer. So it was really beautifully done, and I mean, you felt like you were in the Oscars, literally. And then the doors, when they opened to the ballroom, was transformed, very nicely laid out, and they had a few of the books in limelight, let's say, if the authors had their books displayed, and then you got to see your table. Now, this is where it got really, really real for me. As I came to my table, it was table 13, and there is my name, and it says award-winning author Michele Roys. I know I'm receiving an award. I know I'm here in Phoenix for that, but I felt that that's when the penny dropped. As in, that's when it made sense to me, and I felt just touched. I'm like, I'm an award-winning author. All this challenges and frustration that I've gone through, and all this pain, and all the diagnosis, and all the struggles that I've been through the last 7.5 years, culminated to being an internationally recognized author who is causing an impact in the lives of so many people. And I have to say, it's God's glory, His grace, and His mercy. And I feel emotional even saying that right now. And just for me, standing there, looking at this little card, and I know it's simple, it's a small little name card, but it just brought home the fact that I almost didn't write this book. I had to debate with myself so many times, but I decided to know I want to help that next person out there who, like myself, have gone through such a difficult, challenging time and just need to feel seen, feel loved, feel supported, to know that they're not alone, that they too can go through this, they can find their end, and be that end transforming their pain into purpose, be that end writing a book, creating a podcast, go speak, go advocate for others, or creating more peace within themselves, connecting with themselves, connecting to the essence of who they are, and not letting themselves forget how beautiful, how wonderful they are as an individual. So that's what has been driving me forward for all these years. And so just receiving this award and just being in the room, present with so many people, and like I said, this little moment through the card really settled it for me, And then going deeper than that, of course, receiving the award, we walk up to the stage, and it took forever. By the time everybody comes, do their speech and receive their award, by the final time that they're calling me, my pain levels were really high. And I was just back and forth with God, just please give me the grace, just give me the grace, and breathing through, doing my little rituals. And as I'm standing in line, so they call next 5 people, so you kind of go to your position and you stand in line, and then afterwards, one at a time, our name is being called. So as I come in closer to my name, I'm breathing, and I'm doing my grounding, my breath work, and just letting myself know how proud I am for being there. I'm thanking my body for holding me together. I'm thanking God for giving me this grace, for the strength just to keep going as I prepare to take on the stage. And Rick, one of the organizers, just asked me, "Are you meditating?" And I said, "Yeah, I'm just managing my pain." And he said, "Because you're the most calm person that's come to this line up till now." And I was just at peace. Even though my trigeminal nerve was starting to flare up, and I was starting to get the zaps and getting close to not being able to speak, I just took a deep breath and I just asked God to just give me the grace for it. And walking in, taking the pictures, receiving this award, it's a beautiful, actually I should have brought it here, forgot. But anyway, receiving the award and then doing a speech and just being able to thank God for his goodness. Thank God for the strength he's given me to walk this journey and for the beauty that he's brought from these ashes. And also be able to look at, gosh, I wouldn't have written a book. I wouldn't have started a podcast. My podcast now has reached 42 countries and 6 continents. Can you believe it? It's crazy, mind-boggling even to think about it. But look at that. All because of a tragedy with my health, and how God has been able to package that and use it because I'm giving it to him. So yeah, it's a beautiful moment. And of course, coming back home and all of that, I've been trying to get myself back to baseline, a sort of baseline. So it has been difficult, I'm honest. And travels take a lot out of anybody. And for me, it's double whammy. But I'm so grateful for being able to use the assistance in the airport so I can get wheelchairs in and out. And that makes it much easier, especially when your energy is dwindling, and your pain levels are higher. So all to say, it was a beautiful trip and I'm still recovering. It's going to take a little bit longer. I actually had a podcast recorded before, but unfortunately got deleted. So I had preempted this knowing that my health was going to be a little bit in a struggle. But look, doesn't matter. I'm getting to tell you exactly what happened if you're interested, and that's it. That's what matters. So my friend, I just want to encourage you by sharing this story with you that wherever you are in your season, whatever that season looked like for you, make the most out of it. See how God can use your story to help other people. Let that impact drive you forward, because by driving you forward, it's also helping you, reminding you of your purpose, your calling that God has given you. Each and every one of us have a specific purpose and a calling, and he can use every single challenge, everything that you've gone through, and use it for good. So just let him, right? May that be an encouragement for you today. If you like this, please do comment below. Let me know what you think about it, and let me know what you're up to. I would love to hear from you. Share this with somebody else, and may God bless and keep you. Bye for now. Till next week.
This was the Michele Roys Show.